Hi folks, it's Andy and welcome to this week's Kendo analysis video. I'm having a look this week at the recent All Japan Tozai Taiko, which is a great shiai. It's basically the East versus West match where players are selected from all over Japan to compete either for the East team or the Western team. It's all the superstars together really in one big massive shiai. You can see at the back there the sort of scoreboard. You can see how big it is. I think there's 5 ladies which happen first, the ladies matches, and then the gents are after that with 35 participants. And I'm pretty sure they start from 6th dan or maybe Renshi 6th dan all the way up to Hanshi 8th dan. So yeah, it's really, really awesome. The video itself is from the All Japan Kendo Federation's channel. Go and subscribe to it because it's really, really good. There's a link to the original video in the description. We're going to start with the women's matches, and we'll see how we get on. And if we get time, we'll move on to the men's matches. And if we don't, then we'll simply do them maybe next week or in another video later. If you're new to this video, video series, basically, this is where I pick up videos from around the web and I take you through my sort of journey of Mitori Geiko. So what I am looking at when I'm watching videos like this and what I'm taking from it, and I sort of take you on that journey as well. If you enjoy it, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all that sort of thing. Join the Kendo Show Early Access group as well, by the way. There's a link in the description because that's where we get questions for Kendo Rant, which was yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go and watch it. And don't forget to shop at KendoStar. Okay, let's get right into this. So we're starting off with, we've got Rumi Yamasaki versus Nanami Onishi from Osaka and Fukui, respectively. So this is the Ippon compilation, by the way. It's not the full matches. The full matches are 10 minutes long each, and there's no hikiwake, so it goes to enjoy if necessary. And the players actually play out of where they are living, not where they're from. Where they are sort of, living and practicing kendo. That's where they're representing. So, wow. Fantastic kote. That was a great kote, wasn't it? Should we watch it again? Basically, straight after the separation there, we got that amazing chance for Debana kote. Now, this is a very interesting kind of Debana waza. This isn't, there's lots of types of Debana waza, actually. This isn't the type where from the sort of Aichudan, one player presses or applies pressure to their opponent, forcing them to hit men so they can hit kote. This was like a preempted strike. There was that kind of uchiai. That's when they're both sort of attacking each other. There's a separation, kind of a break in the connection, a kind of moment, and then often somebody makes a sudden attack there, and I think that's what here Onishi did. She sort of preempted that. There was that separation, that kind of break in the breath there, and bam, got that amazing kote. Worth remembering if you are a competitive player, you have to watch out for those sort of separations. Wow. So here we have Tai Watanabe from Kumamoto and Mihiro Abe from Tokyo. And yeah, straight off the bat there, we get that Hajimen. Now, what's amazing about this is if you just watch here, you watch Watanabe's footwork. She's starting at the Kaishisen and she's already launching into men from the Kaishisen. And she's basically, am I going to press the right button here? Maybe not. No, I've skipped it too far. Okay, I'm not good at YouTube. Yeah, and she's reached that men all the way from the Kaishisen. That's just amazing. Yeah. Straight away, she's on the way there, and Abe on this side here is already she's on her way here. Kind of, I wouldn't go as far as to say panic, but she's having to respond by attacking herself, and of course she can't manage to in time and loses that wonderful men. Look at that, wonderful. Man, fantastic, fantastic. I mean, here Watanabe is a very tall person, though. To be fair, but look at that door as well. Great. So exactly as Watanabe comes in to defend herself after taking that point, I think Abe thought she was going to come for that men again, so she was going to do the Nukido, but it didn't matter because instead she just let her feet stop, raised the block, and received that fantastic door strike. Brilliant. It's not often you see that kind of Tobikomi door awarded or even performed in Shiai, especially at top level. But it was good. Now, this is the Ippon compilation, so what's very interesting here is we cut straight to the next Ippon, and it looks like, when you watch this Ippon compilation, bam, there we go again, that wonderful men straight from the Kaisen. And this looks like it's straight after that door, right? It looks like it's all in quick succession. Wow. Again, let's watch here. Watch Watanabe's footwork. Now, she's not going to move this left foot from here. Yeah? From here. Yeah, she's going to make this huge Fumikomi. Abe is going to respond by trying to attack as well. But just amazing. Watanabe is well on top of her and has that wonderful men. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic Debana men. And what I was saying is, yeah, it looks like this is one point after another because this is an Ippon reel. But if you go and watch the full match of this, this was a 40-minute Shiai. Almost 40 minutes these two were playing. The first 2 points were scored in quick succession, and then there was a huge enjo. There was a bit of a stoppage from the referees. They restarted, and after 40 minutes, both of these players are able to perform this level of waza is just amazing. 40 minutes of constant Shiai. That's impressive, extremely impressive. Wonderful. Okay, so next we've got the famous Mariko Yamamoto, and she's against Miho Kurosawa from Chiba. Yamamoto, of course, from Osaka. She's a very active player, is Yamamoto. Very, very active. Extremely precise footwork, though. Very precise. The amount of pressure she's piling on here. Kurosawa here is really feeling it, you can tell, and all she can seem to do is retreat. She started to get her to raise the hands, and I think that's enough for Yamamoto to take advantage. She started to put that pressure on. Kurosawa here is starting to crumble under it. The hands are starting to come up, and Yamamoto is also pushing her hands forward, going, yeah, I'm going to come and take your men. Putting that pressure on more and more, and then chooses the perfect moment for that wonderful kote. Look at that. Fantastic. And if you can look as well, look at the moment of impact of this kote, right? She's in good posture. She's clearly looking at the kote, all right? She's striking a solid kote. What lots of lower level Shiai players do with this kind of kote is they kind of try and strike as they dodge at the same time. They're not looking at the kote. Try and hit like this kind of thing, and of course they can't hit accurately or with any power because they're kind of hitting this way. If you look at Yamamoto here, she's pretty square onto the opponent, bam, solid kote, before moving to the side here and in a position to defend herself. Okay, this is zanshin. Okay, yeah, she's in a position to defend herself still, and takes that wonderful kote ippon. Great example of kote. Great example. From that wonderful place of semi. So next, again, we're with Yamamoto and Kurosawa. So here as well, here's a point I'd like you to look at, right? Here where they're doing tsubazariai, okay? Tsubazariai means to kind of compete at the tsuba, all right? Compete at the tsuba. So you're still fighting when you're doing tsubazariai. All right, something that's often overlooked. A lot of people get into tsubazariai and relax. They use that as a chance to take a break or take a breath, and as a result, lose a hikiwaza. Wow. Tsuki. Amazing. So here, again, now probably Kurosawa here is now concerned about losing Kote again, right? She doesn't want to make the same mistake again twice. Fair enough. And what Yamamoto does here is fantastic. So Kurosawa is making a determined effort now to keep her hands down so she doesn't fall into that same trap. Yamamoto puts the pressure on massively with a huge step in here. And again, Kurosawa is not keen on that. And she decides to take a step back. And it's at that exact moment, right? She's starting to cover her men here and her kote at the same time by blocking this way. But Yamamoto set her up for that ski there. And again, look at that ski. It's textbook, isn't it? She's spot on. She's not up like this with her arms or anything like that. And she's got right at that moment, she's decided to retreat. You couldn't ask for a better example of Tsuki, actually. Fantastic. And what I'd like you to note as well is this Shimpan here. Okay, he goes to race, but then he admits his honesty that he didn't see it. All right, he didn't see it. Now, look, I've heard a lot outside of Japan that Shimpan shouldn't do this because it means they're not doing their job properly or something like that. It's total nonsense, all right? Shimpan have to be honest, all right? Sometimes, like in this case, he can't maybe get a clear view of the ago here, the tsuki, so he's been honest, he's admitted it. And nobody thinks ill of him or thinks that he's a rubbish Shimpan for doing it, all right? So, look, if you're doing it for every other point, yeah, then you need to improve your ability as Shimpan. But saying to people, you know, if you're Shimpan, you're not allowed to do this signal because it means you're a rubbish Shimpan and you're admitting it, is the wrong way to go about improving people's Shimpan ability. Fantastic ski Ippon. So now we've got Yuka Kozuno versus Yuka Kato. They both got the same first name, different kanji though. Kozuno from Okayama and Kato from Akita. Kozuno is very, very, very famous player. Her maiden name is Tsubota. She was an All Japan champion in that under that name, actually. But she's continued to be a competitive player all the way up. And she's, very, very experienced, very, very distinguished competitor. One of the most successful kendoka in Japan, to be honest. So, like with the guys, the girls have they're in order of age here as well. So I don't know the exact age of these two, but I think they're probably around 40. Probably 6th or 7th dan by now. Some solid semi here from both sides. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. So remember the first point, okay? The first point I said about after that hikiwaza, there was that kind of break in the end, in the connection. It's like reset here. Well, Kozuno didn't really let that happen. After Kato turned around here, right, if we watch this in a bit of slow motion here, she turns around and she keeps the pressure on her, okay? Kozuno's keeping the pressure on her here. She's unable to react though, okay? She's had to break that, and it's kind of breaking the connection that's forced her to. The only option she's got is to defend, and Kozuno is immediately taken advantage of that with a fantastic kote strike. Let's look at that again in slow motion. Wonderful. Kote, amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, again, I'm talking about that opportunity, yeah? Turns around, oh, that point. Okay, that's what you've got to look for, yeah? That's fantastic display of semi. Example of amazing semi. Oh, she was lucky there, though, wasn't she? That was I think that was a good try for kote from Kato. Maybe couldn't hit quite the clean. Have we gone past it? I think I missed it now. I've lost where I am in the video here. Where are we? Okay, so it was, yeah, very nice chance for Kote there from Kato. Probably not quite a solid enough strike to convince the Shimpan. But it looked pretty good, but obviously we're just watching this on video. So again, that pressure is kept on into Bazzerii. Yeah, they're not resting. Carefully return distance. And again, there we go, you see. So she's looking for that. What she's very good at here with this Kote Waza is looking for that break in the connection that leaves her opponent in a position where she can only defend herself. And that's exactly what happened there. Yeah, it's a break here. Oh, she sort of stepped in, but immediately Kozunoi started an attack. Oh, okay. And bam, amazing Kote strike. And what I'd like you to also look at here, right, what I've noticed here, is if we just stop this, this is something that links similar to a previous video where I think it was at All Japan Championships or something, where I was talking about Mr. Nishimura doing Kote after separating in this exact same situation, okay? Look at the start of this Kote Waza, right? This Kote Waza. It's quite a large swing, right? Probably larger than you would normally make for Kote. But doesn't it look exactly like she's coming for men? All right, it looks just like she's coming for men. It's exactly the same, and she's sold on it. She's coming for my men. She started to defend the men, but actually it was a Kote strike. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so what we can take from that is if you attack Kote this way, always this way, then it's much harder to hit, right? Kote and men, the beginning of the waza should look relatively similar, so that your opponent can't really tell which one's coming, yeah, and that's going to make achieving those techniques more realistic or viable. Okay, so we move on to the Taisho Sen now. The Taisho, we've got Kayo Adishima from Kagoshima and Sakura Uchida from Shizuoka. So these ladies, I'm sure, are Nanadan, 7th Dan. Very experienced on both sides, I'm very sure. A lot of semi from both sides here. Very tense match, isn't it? Very interesting. Wow, but that fantastic Tobikomi men. Maybe fell a bit short because it just clipped the men gunny there and just knocked the head back. But based on the opportunity, I can see why they wanted to give this, because it was just that straight, simple men. Arishima here was unable really to respond to it effectively. Beautiful, straight, simple men. Those ones are the best, aren't they? So that was the end of the women's matches from the Tozai Taiko match or Taikai. What we'll do, I think, is as we spent quite a while now on just these matches, we'll probably do the men's matches in the next video because I thought it was really great to look at those. I know it was just 5 matches. But, and yeah, I think whether you're male or female, there was loads to take from that. I certainly learned a lot from watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, like I say, we'll cover them. We'll start to cover the men's matches probably next time. Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that sort of thing. You know what to do. Join the Kendo Show Early Access group because that's where you can post your questions for Kendo Rant. If you haven't watched Kendo Rant this week, it was put up yesterday. Really great episode, so definitely go and watch that. And the day before, on Wednesday, we did this week's episode of Kendo Gamer, which is all about how to make a good practice menu. So if you haven't seen that either, go and watch that. It's a really, really great series I'm doing. I'm really enjoying doing it. It's where I kind of mess around playing video games, hanging around with people in the chat, taking questions live, whilst also chatting about Kendo. And that's it for today. If you like what I do, don't forget to shop at KendoStar. Where is it? There it is. KendoStar. That's my website, obviously. It's the best equipment website on the net, if you ask me. And also, if you ask most of our customers, because we're the highest rated on the internet. So yeah, and it supports what we do. So yeah, go to KendoStar.com and shop there. Thanks a lot for watching today, and I'll see you all next week.